Hello everyone, welcome to the Intrant, and I am speaking on behalf of Law Times Journal, which is one-stop destination for Indian legal fraternity. So today I am here with weekly legal highlights. So let's start, and I hope you are going to enjoy this video. Starting with the Supreme Court Collegium discusses name of new judges for Supreme Court. The Collegium of the SC headed by Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, deliberated on the names of High Court judges for the Supreme Court on Wednesday. The CJI is chairing a 5-member collegium meeting to decide the names to be recommended to the Centre for appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. However, no conclusions could be reached from this discussion. Therefore, the next meeting of the Collegium will now take place on April 23rd, 2021. Next, we have Centre opposes inclusion of judges, lawyers, court staff in COVID vaccine priority. The central government has informed the Supreme Court that it may not be desirable to form a separate class of lawyers and others below the age of 45 and discriminatory persons engaged in other business, profession or occupation and working under the same geographical conditions. After that, we have Sachin Vaze brothers files habeas corpus in Bombay High Court against his arrest. Suspended Mumbai police officer Sachin Vaze, through his brother Sudharm, has filed a habeas corpus petition in the Bombay High Court seeking immediate release from his arrest and detention by the National Investigation Agency illegal. On 25th of February 2021, Vaze was arrested by the National Investigation Agency on Saturday in connection with his involvement in an explosive laden vehicle and a threat letter found near Mukesh Ambani's house in Mumbai. He was remanded to NIA custody till 25th of March. After that, we can see Supreme Court launches e-copying software to ease contactless delivery of attested copies of judgments. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court has launched the online e-copying software to ease doorstep and contactless delivery of attested copies of the judgments. Consequently, it will not be necessary for participants to physically come to the counter of the registry to apply and acquire such copies. This e-copying software is available at www.sci.gov.in by making online payment of the required copies. After that, we can see replacement of party symbol on EVMs and ballot with name, age, photograph, educational qualification of the candidates. An appeal has been filed before the Supreme Court asking for directions to the Election Commission to stop the practice of having party symbols on ballot and EVMs and replacing them with name, age, educational qualification and photograph of challenging candidates. The appeal filed by one of the BJP spokesperson emerged for hearing before the bench of CJI S.A. Bobde and Justice A.S. Bopanna and V. Ram Subramaniam. After that, we can see SC turns down to the habeas corpus appeal asking for protection of girl in an inter-religion relationship. The Supreme Court on Monday turned down to entertain a habeas corpus plea filed asking for protection of a girl in an inter-religious relationship with the solicitor, and she is apparently detained by her parents who are forcibly marrying her. A bench of 3 justices, CJI Bobde, Justice Bopanna and Justice Ram Subramaniam, has asked the solicitor to address the Allahabad High Court alternatively. After that, we can see demarcating the role of amicus curiae S.G. Tushar Mehta to the Supreme Court. A request made to the Supreme Court by the Solicitor General of India Tushar Mehta to define the character of amicus curiae appointed to assist the court with information, expertise, etc. The same was heard by a bench of Justice N.V. Ramana, Suryakant and Anirudh Bose concerning the trial of the Manipur encounter case following the alleged extrajudicial killing by the armed forces. Well, in this case, the amicus curiae is Senior Advocate Dr. Menika Guruswamy. Next in the queue we have delay in raising juvenility claim is no ground for rejection of such a claim. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court observed that the delay in raising the claim of juvenility is no ground for rejection of such a claim. Such a claim can be raised at any stage, even after the final disposal of the case. The bench, comprising Justices Indira Banerjee and Krishna Murari, observed the court was considering an application led by one Isha Charan, who has been convicted along with others under Section 302 of the Indian Penal Code and sentenced with imprisonment for life in relation to an incident which took place on 30/11/1982. After that, we can see Supreme Court issues notice on plea challenging 102nd Constitutional Amendment. The Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court, hearing the challenge against Maratha quota, has issued notice in a writ petition challenging 102nd Constitutional Amendment. This writ petition, led by Shiv Sangram, a political party based in Maharashtra, and its leader Vinayak Rao T. Mete, is tagged along with Maratha quota cases. Let formal notice be also issued to the learned Attorney General in view of the fact that the validity of the 102nd Constitutional Amendment. The bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan observed the order. Next in the queue we have HC's power to grant interim relief. Stay on coercive steps must be well preserved, subject to guiding principle as per Supreme Court. In the case of Arnab Goswami, the Honorable Bombay High Court refused to grant interim bail pending consideration of the petition for quashing of criminal proceedings. Thereafter, the Honorable Court mentioned that the case cannot be shut down completely, even though the power must be exercised carefully, but judicial discretion has to be there, observed Honorable Justice D.Y. Chandrachud on 17th of March 2021. Headed by this, we have BCI relaxes the dress code for all lawyers across the country. The Bar Council of India has passed an administrative order informing all the lawyers across the country that wearing of coats, gowns or robes is not required for the time being till further orders in light of the threat of spread of coronavirus. After this, we have HC issues directions to use A4 size paper for filing petitions. Delhi High Court issues directions to use A4 size paper for filing petitions. The decision was taken in view of a November 2020 order passed by the Chief Justice. The Delhi High Court Tuesday directed the use of A4 sheets for filing petitions from April 1 instead of the larger legal size paper before it as well in district courts here. The decision was taken in view of a November 2020 order passed by the Chief Justice directing the registry to treat as representation a PIL seeking use of smaller A4 sheets for filing petitions instead of the larger legal size paper to prevent wastage and save trees. An administrative order issued by the High Court on Tuesday said that Chief Justice D.N. Patel on the recommendation of the Rules Committee under Section 123 of CPC, which also looked into Delhi High Court Original Side Rules 2018 and ancillary matters, is pleased to issue the practice directions which shall come into effect from April 1. Next in the queue we have Rajya Sabha passes bill to declare 2 food technology institutes as institutions of national importance. The Rajya Sabha on Monday approved a bill which declares 2 food technology institutes at Kundli in Haryana and Thanjavur in Tamil Nadu as national institutes. The Rajya Sabha passed the National Institutes of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management Bill 2019 by voice vote on Monday. After that, we can see accused can be summoned even based on examination in Chief of Witness Supreme Court. An accused can be summoned under Section 319 of the Code of Criminal Procedure on the basis of even examination in Chief of the Witness, and the court need not wait till his cross-examination, the Supreme Court observed. At last, guys, thank you everyone who all have watched this weekly legal highlights. If you all liked it, please like the video, do comment on it and subscribe the channel by pressing the bell icon, and please do share it. Thank you guys.